Now, the pilot appears to be the only survivor of a plane crash in Nepal's capital. The aircraft crashed during takeoff in Kathmandu, killing at least 18 other people on board. Media are reporting that the plane skidded off the runway before then bursting into flames. Rescuers put out the blaze. It crashed just before lunchtime on Wednesday. We understand it was headed to Pokhara city in central Nepal. Well, we can bring in Kosh Raj Koirala. He's the editor of the English language publication Republica Daily. He joins us now from the Nepalese capital, Kathmandu. Kosh, can you talk us through what exactly happened here? It's obviously very much a developing story.
Well, this accident actually took place at 11:14 a.m. this morning, and this took place shortly, the second after it took off from the TIA runway. We do not know the exact reason behind this, but so far as what we know so far is there were 19 people on board, and captain has been rescued safely, and he's currently undergoing treatment at local hospital, the Kathmandu Medical College. And the 18 dead bodies have been retrieved from the incident site, and they have been kept at the TU Teaching Hospital for postmortem. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, Home Minister Ramesh Lekhak, and other senior government officials had reached the incident site immediately after the accident. And we are told by the airport official that the plane was flying to Pokhara. It was a test flight, and all the crew members, all the passengers in the aircraft were the staff of Saudi Airlines, and there were no other regular passengers in the aircraft.
There have been issues in Nepal when it comes to poor aviation safety records. I understand there's been a bit of a boom in terms of air transport there, especially with a rise in tourism in recent years. Has there been sufficient maintenance, sufficient training to keep up with that?
Yeah, this has been one of the big issue, and international community also has been raising this issue time and again. And European Union has put Nepali aircraft in its blacklist in terms of aviation safety. So there has been efforts being made by Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal, but then again, these accidents have been occurring repeatedly, especially in the domestic fleet. There have been accident time and again, and this has become one of the big issue. And we media people also have been raising this issue because this is likely to affect our tourism business as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
In terms of what's being done by government, there have been, I know, issues in the past, particularly because of the types of runways in Nepal, tabletop runways that are obviously in quite treacherous terrain as well. This was not one of those. So will there be an investigation? Will there be accountability?
Yeah, maybe. The government official they have said that they will form a probe committee. But as you rightly mentioned, yeah, we do have difficult terrain, and some of the accidents are, attributed to difficult terrain and weather condition. But this particular accident was not of any of that kind. And because, the accident took place second after the takeoff, this means that there were some mechanical failure. Maybe the inspection was not that proper. So I think the investigation committee will find out. But again, this particular accident puts aviation safety issue again in the highlight, and this is something that government needs to work toward.
Let me ask you a little more about domestic carriers. This was a domestic flight from the capital to a tourism hub. You said that it was a test flight. In terms of oversight of domestic carriers, just how much accountability is there and monitoring of maintenance of the aircraft, as well as training for pilots, for instance?
Mm-hmm. So there is a Civil Aviation Authority of Nepal, which is supposed to, do all these tasks. It's a regulatory body of the whole, aviation sector in Nepal. But there have been questions about its role, and people have been asking about its effective role because this type of accident have been occurring time and again. But then again, there are particular certain aircraft which are frequently, meeting this kind of accident. But certain domestic airlines also, they have done pretty good job, and there have not been even single incident in some of the airlines which are operating in the domestic fleet. So it is again the responsibility of both, the aircraft carriers, the service those who are providing the service, and also the monitoring this regulatory bodies. I think both these parties need to work together.
Well, we'll certainly be following.
And the work they have done so far is not satisfactory.
Indeed,
Right.
certainly lots of questions being asked about exactly what's happened here. We'll be following this story closely for you here on Al Jazeera. Kosh Raj Koirala, the editor of Republica Daily, joining us there from Kathmandu. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.